The mystery of the Yeti, legend, evidence, and truth. In the endless silence of the Himalayas, where avalanches echo like drums and the peaks claw at the sky, there are whispers of something that should not exist. The locals say it is powerful, elusive, and dangerous, a being that walks upright like a man but leaves tracks too large for any human. They call it the Yeti, the Abominable Snowman. For over a century, explorers, scientists, and climbers have hunted for it. Some returned with evidence, some never returned at all. So what is the truth behind the Yeti? Myth, misidentification, or a creature science refuses to acknowledge? Welcome to Global Unsolved Mysteries, where we uncover the world's strangest enigmas and forgotten legends. Today we trek into the icy heart of the Himalayas, through avalanche zones, sacred valleys, and peaks where oxygen runs thin. We are searching for answers to one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of all time. The legend of the Yeti. The Yeti isn't just a monster story, it's an ancient belief woven into Himalayan spirituality. The term Yeti comes from Tibetan, Ya meaning rocky place and Te meaning animal or bear. But unlike a normal bear, the Yeti is said to walk upright, towering over humans with long arms and shaggy white or reddish-brown fur. Its eyes glow red in some tales, and its cry is described as an otherworldly howl that echoes across mountain passes. For Sherpas and Tibetans, the Yeti was, and still is, more than flesh and bone. Some call it a guardian spirit, protecting sacred lands from outsiders. Others warn it is a vengeful force, punishing those who disrespect nature. To this day, monasteries tell stories of Yetis appearing before monks, testing their discipline and courage. For believers, the Yeti isn't just real, it's sacred. The Western world stumbled across the Yeti in the 19th century. British colonial officers in the Himalayas began hearing rumors of wild, man-like creatures from their guides. But it wasn't until 1921 that the Yeti exploded into global imagination. Colonel Charles Howard Bury, on an Everest expedition, spotted strange tracks in the snow. His Sherpa guides whispered they were the footprints of Mato Kungmi, roughly man-bear snow creature. By the time the story reached newspapers, the translation had twisted into Abominable Snowman. The phrase caught fire and the Yeti became a sensation. But the most famous moment came in 1951, when mountaineer Eric Shipton photographed a set of massive footprints near Everest. The images showed tracks over a foot long, with 5 distinct toes, nothing like the paw of a bear. The photos circulated around the world, sparking feverish debate. Skeptics claimed the prints were warped by melting snow, but climbers and Sherpas insisted they were genuine. To this day, Shipton's photographs remain some of the strongest visual evidence of the Yeti. The 1950 SN60S saw an explosion of Yeti expeditions. In 1954, the Daily Mail launched an ambitious expedition in Nepal. They returned with hair samples which puzzled scientists for decades. A monastery in Pangboj displayed what it claimed was a Yeti hand and scalp. Western researchers studied them, but their conclusions were contradictory. Some said animal remains, others hinted at something unknown. Even Sir Edmund Hillary, who conquered Everest, led a Yeti expedition. Though skeptical, he admitted the mystery was powerful enough to merit investigation. But perhaps the strangest twist? In 1960, the U.S. State Department issued official instructions for Yeti encounters. Do not kill it unless in self-defense. Photograph or capture it if possible. Report findings immediately. Why would the U.S. government issue such rules if the Yeti was just a myth? Over the years, countless climbers, locals, and soldiers have reported encounters. Footprints appearing at impossible altitudes, vanishing into cliffs, dark silhouettes crossing ridgelines, too large to be human, too upright to be a bear. Unexplained howls echoing at night in valleys where no known animal lives. One chilling account tells of a Sherpa guide who disappeared after claiming to have seen a Yeti. His fellow climbers later found strange tracks circling their camp. Modern science has tried to crush the legend with cold facts. DNA analysis of hair samples often points to Himalayan bears, wolves, or yaks. 2013, one sample matched a rare polar bear hybrid. Skeptics argue high altitude, snow blindness, and fear cause misidentifications. Yet the mystery persists. Even if the evidence can be explained away, why do fresh reports and footprints continue to surface? resurface every decade. 1. The bear theory. Many scientists insist Yeti sightings are simply bears standing upright. Bears do roam high in the Himalayas, and in bad weather appearances can deceive. 2. Surviving prehistoric ape. Some suggest the Yeti could be a living descendant of Gigantopithecus, a 10-foot ape that lived in Asia hundreds of thousands of years ago. Could isolated valleys have sheltered a hidden population? 3. Spiritual guardian of the mountains. To believers, the Yeti is not just physical. It is a manifestation of the sacred Himalayas themselves, a warning that humans must respect the balance of nature. The Ark offers the scope, scale, and weight to make entry into our humble homes and lead our tottering colonies toward a social. 4. A creation of fear. Others argue the Yeti is born from human psychology. Alone in deadly mountains, exhausted and oxygen-starved, climbers may imagine shapes in snowstorms, monsters made of their own fear. The Yeti refuses to die. In 2019, the Indian Army claimed to have found Yeti footprints, measuring 32 inches long near Makalu Base Camp. Photos were shared worldwide, though critics called them bear tracks. Still, villagers across Nepal and Tibet tell stories of strange encounters. Hairy figures watching from ridgelines, or campsites disturbed by massive footprints overnight. Could all these witnesses be wrong? Beyond the mountains, the Yeti has become a global icon. Cartoons, movies, and even holiday mascots portray it in different lights, sometimes terrifying, sometimes comical. But in the Himalayas, the Yeti remains sacred. Monks still keep relics said to belong to it. Sherpa elders still warn young climbers not to mock the spirit of the mountains. For the people who live in its shadow, the Yeti is no joke. It is real. The Yeti exists in a strange space, between legend and reality, between spirituality and science. Perhaps it's just a bear, perhaps it's a living fossil, a remnant of prehistory. Or perhaps it is a guardian of the mountains, appearing only to those who dare trespass too far. We may never have a body, a skeleton, or DNA proof. But maybe that's not the point. The Yeti endures because it symbolizes the unknown, and in a world where humans believe they've discovered everything, the Yeti reminds us that some mysteries remain unconquered. What do you think? Is the Yeti a giant ape lost to history, a misunderstood animal, or something supernatural? Share your theory in the comments. And if you love exploring mysteries the world can't explain, subscribe to Global Unsolved Mysteries, because some secrets are never meant to stay hidden.